Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to American University School of Communication. Today is September 30th, 2017, and you're here for the SOC School of Communications Open House. We're delighted that you are taking the time out of your busy schedules to join us on this beautiful fall Saturday morning. This opportunity, the open house, is an opportunity for us to showcase our programs, for you to meet our outstanding faculty, students, and alumni who are here. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We even have representatives from the SOC Graduate Student Council, Cosette and Lexi. You will have an opportunity to speak with division and program directors of the specific program that you're interested in a little bit later. So let me tell you what I will not be going into detail today. I will not be telling you about the admissions requirements or financial aid information, because that is listed on the handout that you received when you checked in. I will say, however, that in terms of financial opportunities, we do look at students holistically. Upon submitting your application, every student is considered for merit award, which consists of tuition remission and or graduate assistantship. We also have prestigious fellowship opportunities for journalism students in partnership with the Washington Post and the Center for Public Integrity. Those opportunities are students receive stipend, and they also receive tuition remission from American University. Now, if this is the right fit for you, if you're admitted and you decide that American University is the right fit for you, you will join a community of 12,000 SOC alumni. You will join a cohort of 400 graduate students, including our online community. And you will have an opportunity to celebrate with us our 25th anniversary next year. So this is an exciting time to be at SOC. We have many innovative things planned for next year, and we hope that you will be part of AU and SOC. Before I introduce our keynote speaker, I also wanted to take the time to invite you to stay connected with us after this event. For example, next week we have several, I'm sorry, something's going on with my mic, I think. Can you all hear me? Okay, thank you. We have several interesting events happening. One of them is October 4th and 6th. AU is partnering with the Online News Association, ONA, and we're hosting roundtable discussions as well as a reception here at this in McKinley. We invite you to RSVP for that event. We also have extended office hours on Thursday from 5 to 7. So if anybody has specific questions about the application process, you're welcome to meet with Ms. Lila Hernandez or with me. I'll be here in the office in this building. We also are hosting a webinar on October 5th at 11 a.m. So these are just, it's just a tasting of some of the activities you can get involved in. You're also welcome to sign up and to observe a class. We like to invite students to do that, because that really gives you an opportunity to see firsthand what it's like to be in one of our classrooms interacting with faculty. So without further ado, I would like to introduce AU's Outstanding Adjunct Faculty of the Year, Mr. Paul Albergo, who is the Bureau Chief for Bloomberg BNA, another organization that partners with American University. Mr. Albergo has over 25 years of experience at Bloomberg, and in his role, he directs the company's 300-person global news organization. Mr. Albergo will share with you what he enjoys the most about teaching at AU, at SOC. He'll share some perhaps tips in his career success. He will also share with you some of the opportunities that AU students have through the university's Washington, D.C. connection. So, Mr. Albergo, thank you for being here.
I talk with my hands, so this whole handheld mic thing is going to be difficult for me, so I apologize in advance. So again, I'm Paul Albergo. I am the Bureau Chief of Bloomberg BNA. We are a subsidiary of Bloomberg. Let me tell you a little bit of background about who we are and what the company is, so that as I talk further, it'll all make a little bit more sense. We were bought by Bloomberg in 2011, but as an institution, we have been around longer than Mike Bloomberg has been alive. We were founded in the 1920s, and we are deeply connected to the Washington journalism community. We were one of the founding members of the periodical Press Gallery. We were related, sort of a twin to what is now U.S. News and World Report for a very, very long time. The reason you should care about us is jobs. We hire people, and we especially love to hire AU students. So that's well, I should say, last year we hired 2 AU graduate students before they graduated. So they had jobs. They knew they had jobs before they even finished their degree. And one of our employees finished one of the part-time graduate programs and graduated last May as well. So 3 AU graduate students joined our ranks last year. I have been at Bloomberg BNA for, thank you for just saying, over 25 years, but I'll give the exact number. I've been there apparently longer than SOC has been around. I've been working there for 31 years, and I have been at American University for 17 years as an adjunct, and I teach Writing for Communication, which is a class every undergraduate in the School of Communication goes through generally in their sophomore year. Film students tend to push it off a little bit longer. I came here in 2000 not really knowing what to expect and not really understanding why I would want to teach here. But Roseanne Robertson, who I think unfortunately for you, fortunate for me, but unfortunate for you, is retiring this year, so you won't have a chance to meet someone whom I consider just an absolutely wonderful woman, convinced me to take a class. Actually, she didn't really convince me. She just put me on the schedule and told me I was teaching, and then I found myself teaching. And I have to say, for 17 years I've been here, and for 17 years I look forward to this class. And I look forward to it for a number of reasons. One, I find that AU tends to attract the kind of students that challenge me in a really positive way. It is an intellectual community that is curious, that's informed but not so arrogant, thinking that they can't learn something new, and that recognize that a classroom only works if the students are engaged in it. And so I always find my classes to be challenging in the best sort of a way, right? So I have to be on my toes, which actually is a great thing as a journalist, because it forces me to stay on top of what's going on in the world. It'd be very easy for someone who has worked at an institution for 31 years to become complacent, to not think about how the rest of the world is changing, to not focus on how new technology is impacting the practice of journalism, in my case. But having students who expect that of me and who push me and who challenge me make me a better manager at work, make me a better journalist at work. And I believe that in many ways I have learned more from my students than they ever have learned from me. But I'm also part of an incredible faculty, both full-time and adjunct. I meet people who have come out of the profession and who have come to academia and have spent an enormous amount of time really studying and trying to put in perspective what's happening in the world of communication, and they share that generously with their colleagues, including their adjunct faculty. And I'm on the adjunct faculty with some of the leaders of journalism and public relations and film, which really allows me to meet my peers, so that as I'm counseling students and talking about their careers, I can connect them to other people who are in the profession who might be hiring as well. Did I mention jobs is an important thing here? And AU has done an incredible job of developing real, deep, meaningful relationships with the media world here in Washington. It is active, it is vibrant, it is changing, it is evolving, and AU is making sure that it is working hard to keep up with those changes and to keep up with the community. And one of the ways they do it is by bringing on adjunct faculty, people who are actually working in the profession, who supplement an already fantastic faculty, but supplement it, bringing in sort of real world experience, which allows for connections. Even if they're not going to hire you, they're going to be able to. Their connections become your connections as well. As I said in the beginning, we hire a lot of AU students. The CEO of our company is an AU graduate. There are, I would say, as I go out, I feel like I'm cheating on AU when I say this, but I go to other schools. But I have to say, I go to those other schools, and there are great students there, but we still tend to favor students that are coming out of this school. If you go to AU, you tend to be the type of person who wants to work in an organization like mine. And so there is a disproportionate number of students coming out of AU that work for us. And not just in journalism, we've hired a number of AU grads that have come out of our public communication program as well. So it's a little bit about me, an overview, and I'm happy to take any questions anybody might have. I was perfect, and there was absolutely no reason for questions. Can I talk about internships then? May I make a pitch for internships? We hire graduate students for interns as well, and a lot of institutions here. And AU, through its Dean's Internship Program, has done a great job of connecting, in addition to the fellowships, have done a great job of connecting students to the profession through a Dean's Internship Program. And Sharon Metcalf has really worked hard to, again, cultivate relationships with folks out in the profession, with institutions here who are hiring. So that's another reason to come here.
Okay. What are some of the hard skills that you feel AU students learn that make them so attractive, perhaps, as job applicants or employees?
It's not the hard skills. It is not the hard skills that make you attractive. It's the soft skills. What I love about AU students is they tend to be curious. They are not just coming and learning a craft or the technical aspects, but I don't know what the secret sauce is. I don't know if the secret sauce is that AU is attracting curious people or that they are developing a program that whets your curiosity. I can't answer that question, and I think it's probably a combination of them. But that curiosity makes you better employees, makes you better journalists. The hard skills, the problem with the hard skills is especially in journalism, is it's the inverted pyramid, it's learning how to develop sources and stuff, right? It's time immemorial skills. The technology, you're going to learn a lot of technology here, and 2 years from now, it'll be out the window, right? So that's not really it's great that you come in, and trust me, there's a lot of people like me who've been at my company a long time, and so having people coming in with those technological skills are useful. But really, it is that soft skill, that's that attribute of being curious that makes AU students better. And I think part of it too is actually being trained in a program that is immersed in Washington, that gets you out as part of your academic experience into the Washington world, going to press conferences, going to the Hill and places like that, means that while I don't hire people because they have knowledge of Washington, the fact that you come with knowledge of Washington is helpful, is sort of attractive. But again, it's that the ability to look at something and not sort of say, this is complete, but rather look at the holes and sort of ask, what does this mean? I wonder what that means. If this happens, or that curiosity, that questioning is invaluable. You're welcome.
Anyone else?
Hi, thank you for taking my question. I'm interested in the PhD program, so I don't know how much involved you are with that, but what do the PhD students end up doing? Do a lot of them stay and teach in the university? What do they do after?
And so the PhD question is really for the breakout session, I think, with Catherine Montgomery, who is the program director. Do we have any other general questions? Sure. Oh, sorry, one question? Did somebody raise a hand? Yes.
Hi, I'm Orchid. I might be the only person in here interested in the film program, but you mentioned that there's also opportunities. You mentioned mostly journalists. What about people that are interested in filming? How do they work with your organization?
So my organization has a very limited multimedia, well, my part of the Bloomberg world has a very limited multimedia experience. We do have, I do have staff who produces videos for us, usually as a supplement to the kind of reporting we do. So I've got a staff of 2 doing that. In addition to that, our marketing department hires folks with film and video experience to help create the kind of films that we can use when we are going out and either both for recruiting employees, but also mostly for trying to engage with our subscribers or attract new subscribers. Bloomberg, on the other hand, has an entire television network. Some of it is live, some of it is taped. They have a much larger staff. It's a worldwide staff. They've got TV bureaus around the world. I work separate from them. We are a subsidiary of them, so we're kept separately. What we're finding, though, is I think both Bloomberg and BNR are finding the way most news outlets are finding, which is that the boundary between what used to be called print, but basically the written word, and other ways of telling stories, that boundary is blurring. And increasingly, well, our current subscribers, well, no, let me rephrase that. Currently, the people who pay for subscriptions with us, right? So we sell into organizations, and the people who make purchasing decisions tend to look like me. And they don't have the experience of working at AU, so they're very happy with going into work and having it be 1987 every day. The people who are coming out of school now, who are joining these organizations, they like it to be 2017. Actually, what they really want it to be is 2020, 2025. So we recognize the fact that the future is telling stories through moving images, through interactive graphics, through data and things like that. So we are beginning to build that out, but we also have to be mindful of the fact that the people who pay our salaries are not as interested in that. So we still remain focused on the core, but I see growth, the growth in terms of the next generation of people I'm hiring are people who either have dedicated skills in terms of film and other multimedia storytelling, or individuals who can do a mixture of all of them. And I don't think I'm the only one. I think that's kind of a across the board, old media is beginning to change in that way. Did you?
Hi, I'm the division director of the Film and Media Arts Division, so I'd be happy to talk to you during our breakout session, but we actually have a very robust internship system where we have internships at Discovery and National Geographic, Washington Post, USA Today, and we also have been very, very successful in placing our graduate students both in Los Angeles, New York, and here. So I look forward to talking with you further about that.
Anyone else? No? Okay, well, we have some time. Thank you so much for a round of applause. We have a few minutes before the breakout sessions, so if you'd like to grab a cup of coffee or something to eat or say hello personally to Mr. Albergo, please feel free to do that. I wanted to direct your attention to the agenda. The breakout session location, the room locations are listed on the agenda. And if I could just identify, I'm going to identify the faculty whom you should follow to the room. We have film students and game design students are meeting in McKinley 113, and we have Division Director Bridget Marr. Global Media, Rhonda Zaharna, McKinley 102. Journalism and Digital Storytelling, McKinley 303. That's Margot. Margot, do you mind just standing up so people see you? Thank you. MA in Journalism and Public Affairs, McKinley 302, John Watson. Political Communication, McKinley 101, Strategic Communication 101 with Pallavi Kumar. Do you mind just, and Joe Graff. Producing Film, TV, and Video, McKinley 304, Randall Blair. And PhD in Communication, McKinley T01, that's lower level, terrace level, Catherine Montgomery. Okay. Sure, if you don't mind, just we're live streaming, so we want to make sure our online community also sees you.
Great, no problem. I just wanted to encourage, no matter what program you're interested in, to go on the American University website, We Know Success, because every one of our degree programs are listed on there, all of our master's programs, and you can see the outcomes in terms of how many people have jobs after graduation. Our program, Strategic Comm, is, I think, 92%. I have to check the latest numbers, but you can also see where our graduates are being placed, which I think is incredibly valuable information for you all. So definitely check out the site We Know Success on the American University website.
Thank you so much. And if I could just point your attention to Leela. Leela, if you could come in for a second. Sorry. Leela Hernandez is your go-to person during the application process. Leela, if you would like to say a few words to welcome students and invite them to sign up for an appointment with you.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for coming today, this morning. My name is Leela Hernandez. I have received emails from many or some of you or phone calls, and I love meeting with prospective students. I love answering your questions. I love hearing what your dreams and aspirations are and trying to figure out how our grad programs can help you meet those dreams and aspirations. We have webinars coming up this semester. You can observe a class. My business card is right on that table outside the door. My email address is just leela@american.edu. I'd love to hear from each and every one of you and give you all the information I can about our wonderful programs. Oh, and I'm also an alum. Yeah, I was in the MA in International Media, which is now MA in Global Media. I was a student from 2008 to 2010. So not only can I speak to you as an SOC staff member, but also as an alum. And I loved grad school so much that now my job is to talk about why I loved grad school so much. So I think that worked out really well for me. And my faculty are these faculty that you see before you. And they changed my life, and I know they'll change your life as well. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Leela. All right. Well, this concludes the first portion of the open house. As I mentioned, you have an opportunity to grab a cup of coffee, say hello to Mr. Albergo, and then follow your faculty members, division directors, and program directors to your breakout session. Thank you so much for being here.